All right, so today I'm going to be working on my Ender 5 Plus. I've done some upgrades already. Today, I already took that loose. We're going to be adding a new plate. This one is really thin and it's warped, so I'm having trouble getting good prints. This is double the thickness. While we're at it, I also have a silicone heating mat, 120 volt, which will enable me to get it hotter, easier for printing PETG and stuff. I never really print ABS or anything, but so let's get started. Take all this apart. Yeah, you can see I need a new glass bed, which I'm actually doing that also. I have a PEI bed, but I had a PETG print get stuck so hard it actually peeled the ceramic, and you won't be able to see it on camera, I doubt, but it actually peeled like a thin layer of the glass out. I've never seen that before. So, get my tools. Taking this all apart. I have to unhook. Alright, so that's everything's unhooked. I just got to take all these screws out. Take off my bed leveling wheels. I've already replaced those with aluminum ones. Not necessary. I just like red, and especially against the black. Why I added all of the strips in there. It's kind of my color. Just like my printed out my linear rail adapters there. Of course, they're red too. Also wanting to change those. I printed out some new ones with PETG, so they're stronger. They'll last longer. The ones I printed, they're PLA, and they've been working fine. I haven't had any issues, but a little put silicone bed levelers in there instead of, took the springs out. Not sure which one I like better. They all work. I guess it's just a opinion thing. I can't say I've had better luck one way or the other. You've got all these screws holding on this frame, and then this actually sits on here in your bed leveling wheels in these corners here, and this ties the sides together. So this wasn't a bad bed. It takes forever to heat up, and with that silicone heater, they say it heats up much faster. I'm all for that. Seems like I'm always just rushing around, so it'd be nice to save a little time, because that takes forever for the bed to heat up to 80 degrees Celsius when you're impatient and waiting to start a print. Okay, so I'm going to lay these out where they go, just so I don't forget, which I'm sure is pretty self-explanatory when you go to actually put them on. I had loosened these screws up already, so they're not actually this loose. Did it so that it would be easier to show what I was doing and stuff. So with one hand holding the thing, so trying to use two hands to break them all loose, which they weren't really that tight, so I really wouldn't have had to. But what I'm gonna have to do with this, so I bought, because it's way cheaper to buy just an aluminum plate, which, you know, I mean, look at the difference. It's like way thicker, and this is perfectly flat plate. So I'm gonna have to lay out the screw holes on here and drill them and taper them and all that, countersink them so that I can make it work. But to me, it's worth it to save 40, 50 bucks. Might even have been more than that. I can't remember how much the bed was. It might have been a lot more. I think I paid $35 for that piece of aluminum, where if you would have bought it made specifically for the printer, I believe it was quite a bit more. So I'm gonna put this probably on time lapse. Well, I'm actually gonna pause it for now, and then I might go down in the garage and do this so I can use my center punches, transfer punches, so that the holes are more precise on where they're at. That way it fits really nice. So, all right. Alrighty there, we're back. So I'm out of my garage. Excuse all the mess. So I got my old plate sitting on top of this new one. I've marked the holes, and I'm gonna center punch them with a transfer punch and then get to drilling them out. So I'm gonna put this all on a time lapse because I don't want it to be too boring for you all. So here we go. Okay, so now we're back up in my movie room, workshop room, I guess. It's where I do all I got my 3D printer. Of course, my laser engraver is covered with junk right now. And then my computer is over there. But let's get, I got these drilled. Peel off the protective plastic. Brand new. I'm going to test fit the parts before I put my heater pad on there, because in case I can't get them to line up or something. I mean, I double check everything. Only because this thing's got kind of, really, it's got sharp edges. I mean, it was cut, looks like with a blade of some sort, but very square and sharp. So, not like a razor or anything. Okay, so it goes on like this, I believe. Pieces of aluminum in there. Okay. So make sure my screws fit. I don't know if I drilled the holes big enough. Barely. Okay, so
how it went. Yes. Sure. Looks good. 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 Look at there. Didn't mess it up. A miracle. Yeah, I usually do pretty good, but no matter how good you are, everybody messes up from time to time. Definitely not perfect. All right. So now, this goes on like that. Yes. Keep the orientation the same, just so I don't. Last thing I want to do is put this on here the wrong way. So. Yeah, see, this is 120 volt, and it's also 750 watts. I think the factory one is maybe 500. I'm not 100% on that. I know it's not over 500 watts. It could be less. And then also that, of course, it's DC power, which it's got this XT90 connector on it. And if you can look at these wires, they're silicone covered wires, but they're like 10 gauge. That's because it's low voltage. The lower the voltage, the more amps it takes. So like this is 110 volts. So these wires are considerably smaller. And that's because it doesn't need as many amps to get the watts with it. So that all lines up good. See if we can get it on here straight. Supposed to have a high temperature adhesive on here. And this is made for an Ender 5 Plus. That's why it's already got the holes pre-drilled and everything. So, alright, let's try. I don't have the steadiest of hands, but let's see if we can't get it halfway straight. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that. There's a shoe print on there. I must have dropped it at one point. Okay, so it's on there. These are going to go on here like so. I ordered new screws. I'm not sure if these screws, because the plate's so much thicker, I did drill the countersink in there. Yeah, they're not going to work. I mean, they would have like 1 or 2 threads on there. So I'll just kind of put a couple in there to hold it. Just to double check, make sure everything lines up good. Also keep me from losing the screws. Even if I don't need them for this, I always keep all my screws, nuts, bolts, all that stuff. Because I'm always doing something. Okay, so I did read the reviews, and one of the things was about these wires. I should put it underneath or on top. I think I'd rather have them on top, or I guess bottom, underneath. That way they don't get pinched. Be my luck, they would pinch and quit working. So don't want to take any chances with that. Got a little bit of junk in there. Should have cleaned it off a little better. Screws were just a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah, I ordered them off of Amazon. I just ordered them today, so I'll probably get them next week. I mean, it's like, what is today, Wednesday? Amazon is definitely not like it used to be, at least where I live. I live out in the country, kind of, and we definitely don't have the 2-day service no more. They also quit using their own Amazon delivery that just uses a post office, and that takes forever sometimes. I used to really like Amazon just because you could get everything. You can't always find stuff where I live. It's a smaller town and we have a lot of stuff, but it's like more common stuff. So when you need something kind of different, odd, or whatever, you have a real hard time finding it. Well, this is the last one. All right, all my holes lined up, which is a good thing. Make sure this is stuck on there really good. So, yeah, see, there we go. The holes are drilled, the screws are countersunk. And so, got the frame on there. So when I get my screws next week, what I have here is a magnetic bed. It is two-sided. So, of course, this magnet sheet will get stuck on there. Can't do it till I obviously get the screws in there, but then it's got like a textured surface and then a perfectly smooth surface. I think both of them are PEI. This one might be a different one. Not sure, can't remember, but we'll see how that works. Of course, it's on spring steel. I'm hoping it works a lot better for the PET G, because man, that stuff, it's like you have a hard time getting it to stick, but then once you gotta be careful not to get it overstuck, if that makes sense, because then it's stuck. But one thing I've noticed is I've been using this, and I think somebody might have recommended it online. I watch a lot of like Teaching Tech and ModBot and and things like that, 3D printing sites or YouTube sites, and they've been doing it for a long time. And I think one of them had mentioned this 3D printing adhesive, and it works really good. I mean, it's kind of a pain because it's messy. You got to clean your bed once in a while, but you put it on there and it'll stick really well until the bed cools off, and then it just like pops off with no problem whatsoever, which is really nice. Let's see if it fits. It is just a hair bit bigger, but it should, yeah, no problems. Yeah, it's only a little, I mean, this much on each side. Bigger, well, a little more than that. Like on the ends of the sides, it's almost right to the edge. It's a 15 by 15 plate, and I think the actual stock bed is 14.7 by 14.5. I don't know, something like that. I know it's all in millimeters, usually 350 by 370 maybe. So now just gotta wait. I have ball screws here, and I'm gonna get rid of these lead screws. Right now there's nothing wrong with them. This printer's not very old, it's fairly new. So these work okay. They don't have any slop in them yet. But this one, no matter how much I grease it, it squeaks and it drives me nuts. So when it's like up at the top and it's like dropping between layers and it's going up and down or whatever, for the Z-Hop, it's like and it just drives me batty. And these will last forever. They're way smoother. Of course, I'll have to go online on YouTube and find a way to recalibrate my Z steps because the pitch is different. So I have to figure that out. I'm not the best at that kind of stuff. So I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, try to find somebody else who knows what they're doing. But so I guess I'll stop now and pause, and we'll pick it up probably next week when I get the rest of my parts. So see you guys later.